The people that focus on backlinks and outreach, they tend to have a higher domain authority score.
Welcome back to Duo On Air. I'm Abby.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're the ex-agency turned entrepreneurial team that puts the Duo in Duo Collective. Our boutique organic marketing agency specializes in SEO, social media strategy, and branding.
We're an everyday pair of business besties / marketing experts obsessed with helping our community learn more about what it takes to run a business.
Which is why on Duo On Air, we're not holding anything back. We're giving you all the info we know about how to grow your business organically so you can be the confident CEO you were made to be.
And how to navigate life as a small business owner.
Whether it's on your own or with your best friend by your side, so grab your coffee
or your mimosa, we don't judge,
and settle in for a quick value-packed episode of Marketing Tips. Welcome back to the Duo On Air podcast. This is episode number 73, and this episode is going to be kind of hard for me, I'm not going to lie. Choosing one thing, oh my goodness. So I had to think really long and hard about this one, and I'm feeling pretty good about the answer. So what is the one thing that I would do to improve your SEO this year if I were you? So this answer does come with a little caveat because if you don't have an optimized website, that's first. You can't do anything to organically grow your website if it's not first optimized. So whether you're DIYing this yourself, whether you're hiring someone to optimize it for you, if you're leaning on your new web designer or copywriter to help with this, and if you've already done that, you're feeling pretty good about it, here is what I would choose to focus on. Backlinks. I know, you're probably rolling your eyes at me because I've talked about this a billion times, but I personally believe that backlinks have a huge impact on your domain authority. We talked about this in episode 69 specifically on what domain authority is, and here's a little reminder if you haven't tuned into that episode yet. Domain authority is a search engine ranking score that was developed by Moz, and it predicts how likely your website is to rank on a search engine result page or an SERP. The higher the better, obviously, when it comes to your domain authority number, and this dictates how authoritative you are on the topic and industry you serve. So if you can imagine, if Google has you along with 10 other companies in mind for a specific keyword, it is going to defer to that domain authority usually to determine the ranking order of how these websites are positioned on a search engine page. So one of the best ways, and I have seen this through my clients, through watching other people in the industry, just through being a nerd about all of this SEO stuff anyways, the people that focus on backlinks and outreach, they tend to have a higher domain authority score, and it tends to increase at a faster rate than just creating blogs. So if you scroll all the way back to episode 21, it was posted back in June 2022, the 13th, I believe. I walk through 3 easy ways to get backlinks for your business. So absolutely tune into that episode. And we also have a challenge that I'm going to tell you a little bit more about at the end. But that episode is super great to help you understand how exactly to get backlinks. But today, I kind of want to focus on something else. I want to focus on why. Because if you've heard about this before, maybe you've already taken our email challenge, or maybe you've already dug into that past episode and it's on your list of, yes, one day I'll do it, but I haven't quite done it yet. So I'm going to give you 4 reasons why I really, really love teaching people the importance of backlinks and why you should really add that and push it up to the top of your to-do list. So 1, you can choose a strategy that works for you. Getting a backlink doesn't mean you need to guest blog on a billion people's blog posts. If you don't like blogging, then be a guest on people's podcasts because those are often supplemented with show notes, which get you a backlink on their website just for being a guest. That means you get a backlink just for talking to someone for an hour. Pretty great, huh? I personally, obviously being a podcast host myself, personally prefer this route rather than blogging. But say you are opposite of me. You don't like talking. It makes you self-conscious. You don't want to be talking on a podcast. Then why don't you guest blog? If you like writing, you can do that instead. If you don't like either of those, then maybe you do something that's more of like an interview style blog post where you answer some questions rather than writing a whole blog. You can even pitch that as an opportunity to other guests, saying, I would love to do an interview style blog post answering all of my most recently asked FAQs about my specific service or industry. And if you don't like any of those, but maybe you really like to just get out there and be out at events and speak with people, then do that. Because a lot of times speaking events have their own websites, which then in turn also get you a backlink. So there's so much variety in this space that you can work on whatever way you want to work. And there is no wrong answer. It doesn't mean that you have to do all of them. If you never guest blog and you only guest podcast or vice versa, that's great. Do whatever you want to do. The second reason is that it allows you to collaborate with other humans, like real life humans. As a digital service provider, it can be so easy to keep your head down and just do the work. Sometimes I only talk to my clients and I'm not actually talking with anyone else. But focusing on outreach and getting backlinks actually gets us out of our own digital space. And speaking for myself, I am a much happier human when I get to meet with other happy humans. I love when I get to guest podcast because I get to talk to someone else. I get to share my expertise. We get to just be humans and talk to each other and laugh about what's working and what's not working. And it's just so natural, and it's such a great way to get out of the screen. So that is one of my absolute favorite ways of doing reasons why I want to do backlink outreach. Number 3, not only from an SEO perspective, but it is an amazing form of brand awareness. Because when you do outreach to get these backlinks, you are collaborating with other like-minded business owners, and in return, you're sharing audiences on both sides. Those inquiries that we get from other guest podcasts that we've been on are usually the exact type of client we want. And the value of those clients is so incredible. So it ends up being more aligned with what we want to do and who we want to serve than any other form of content that we create, Instagram included. And the fourth and final reason is a pretty great one. It's free. So sure, it does take a little bit of time. It takes some of your time maybe to write the blog post, to do the interview, to show up to speak, to show up to do the podcast, to fill out that membership directory form. But it is a marketing strategy that doesn't cost you any money. So if you are trying to figure out what is that next level of things I can do to really push my marketing to the next level, to reach more people, this is such a great way to do it because it serves you from an SEO perspective, which will help you increase your domain authority and rank higher, driving more organic traffic. But you're also getting that brand awareness by sharing your audiences. So it's so twofold in terms of how you're bringing in more leads for your business or how you're driving more traffic to your products and converting people and getting more sales. It is so powerful. So if, however, you want to snag that link, just do it. And it's better to set yourself a goal. So this is my homework for you. I don't normally give you homework on podcast episodes, but today I'm going to do it. I want you to set a goal for yourself this quarter. I'm not saying this week, I'm not saying even this month, this quarter. Set yourself a goal. Do you want to sign up for a local directory or a membership community? We have a ton of those, and I will link a blog post episode in the show notes for you to go check it out. Do you want to be a guest on a podcast? I'm not saying do 5. I'm saying do 1. Do 1 guest podcast episode this quarter. Do you want to blog swap with a business bestie? It is way easier to do a swap to be on someone's blog with someone you're already friends with. Or even if you're acquaintances on Instagram, start there. That can feel a lot less intimidating. Or maybe you want to source a local publication and pitch an interview and to be featured there. That can absolutely be a great opportunity. And again, with all of these, I'm not telling you to do it 5 times over. I'm telling you to pick one and do one. Do something just to sign up and get your first backlink. So choose one to work with. That is your homework for today. And don't forget that you can sign up for our 5-day email challenge, which walks you through this whole process on how to get backlinks for your business and just teaches you about the importance of it, just like I talked about here, but also gives you some email templates to get you started, to choose what strategy is right for you. So go ahead and DM us the word backlink if you want to join the challenge. You can also click through in the show notes to this episode, and I am so excited to hear what comes out of this. So thank you for listening to another episode of Duo on Air, and I will see you next week.
If you like this episode, please be sure to share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes dropping every Monday. Plus, if you haven't already, please go ahead and leave us a review and don't hesitate to share any new episode ideas. We absolutely love hearing from you and creating this content for you. See you next week.